Here with analysis and to help us examine the moral principles Catholics should consider at the polls in November is canon lawyer and priest of the Archdiocese of New York, Father GERALD Murray. Father Jerry, thanks for being here. I want to start with voting morally and the principles a Catholic voter should consider. As I was telling Mary earlier, I'm astounded at the number of clergymen coming forward to speak to this political moment. I even saw a leftist partisan going line by line critiquing homilies this week. Simple question. Are there non-negotiables going into the election booth, and are all issues equal?
Well, there are non-negotiables, abortion, euthanasia, and so-called same-sex marriage. There is no alternate position. The Catholic Church teaches that those things are immoral, and it's the duty of Catholics to fight that in whatever way they can, including by their voting.
Last November, during a USCCB meeting, a new introductory letter to the bishops' faithful citizenship document was presented to the bishops. They included this statement: the threat of abortion remains our preeminent priority because it directly attacks life itself. When looking at a candidate, Father, and judging a candidate, can a Catholic vote for a pro-choice candidate, a pro-abortion candidate, or does this issue immediately eliminate the candidate?
It would depend on who the candidate was, meaning if there were two pro-abortion candidates for an office, then you've got no choice and no way to say only one candidate would qualify as anti-abortion. On the other hand, in elections where it's quite clear, one candidate promises to keep abortion legal, the other will fight to make it illegal, then the moral imperative is support the one who is going to make it illegal.
There have been several arguments coming from Catholic clergy and laity regarding voting for a pro-choice candidate. In a recent article in America Magazine, it argued that Vatican II encouraged Catholic social teaching to recognize that the faithful have, quote, a duty to scrutinize the signs of the times and of interpreting them in the light of the gospel. We are called to decipher authentic signs of God's presence and purpose in the happenings, needs, and desires of our world. Father, the argument here is that you read the signs of the times and mitigate, or it could mitigate, against abortion or abortion being supported by a candidate, because a candidate might support other things that are just and needed at this moment, discerning the spirit of the times. Your take on this thinking?
Yeah, the gospel is how we interpret the signs of the times. And Vatican II said that abortion is an unspeakable crime. You know, people are desensitized to what abortion is. Abortion is the killing of a human being before they are born. And in the United States and many other places, this is not only legal, it's even paid for in some cases by the government. So Catholics and all people of goodwill, they have to oppose immorality and, in this case, and the unjust killing of human beings who have a right to life. So there is no equivocation here. Vatican II is not endorsing voting for people who support abortion.
No. What about religious freedom, Father? Everything from lockdowns to suppression of conscience rights. This is one of those big sleeper issues that I think most Catholics don't even consider. How important is it at this moment?
It's very important. You know, politicians who are either non-religious or don't go to church, but don't think religion is important, they have to go back and consult the Constitution. Freedom of religion is the first freedom in the Bill of Rights. You should never be in a situation where a liquor store owner has more rights for people coming into his facility than does a Catholic priest or a Jewish rabbi. For crying out loud, was this country founded so people could drink alcohol freely? No, it was founded so people could worship God without constraint.
Yeah. Father, I've got to get to this. We just have 2 minutes. A new coin minted by the Vatican city-state depicts a woman carrying the earth in her womb. The artist claims he designed the coin to commemorate Earth Day. He claims it was his response to an ecological theme he was commissioned to portray. The image on the coin bears an awfully close resemblance to that Pachamama statue that we saw over and over during the 2019 Synod of Bishops. Your thoughts on this new coin and its resemblance to Pachamama?
Yes, it obviously is a recreation of Pachamama. We do not believe in earth goddesses. We believe that God created the world ex nihilo, out of nothing. There are no intermediary gods who gave birth to the universe. I consider that coin to be an outrage. The Vatican City State should not be issuing coins embracing pagan ideas. Coins should represent what the institution stands for. We stand for one God who created the universe. There are no other gods, and we don't treat pagan mythology as a topic for discussion. It's something that has to be suppressed because it leads people into error.
Well, I remember the gospel, recently where the Lord looks at the coin and says, who's on the coin? Give to Caesar what's Caesar. I don't know who you'd give this coin to, but we'll leave it there, Father Jerry. Father Jerry Murray's commentary can be found at thecatholicthing.org. Thank you, Father.
Thank you, Raymond.